Hi, I'm Jen and you're watching Taste Test Cooking. Today we're going to do a recipe from Live Better. It's a free magazine from Walmart. We're going to test whether or not it's worth picking one of these up on your way out. Okay, the recipe we're going to be trying is called Coconut Joy Cheesecake. Now, it's found in the Live Better magazine, but it's actually a Kraft recipe. So if you click on the link below, it will actually take you to what's cooking from Kraft. So I guess that's where they got it from. Okay, so this one actually has a time on the website. The website says it takes 6 hours and 20 minutes to make. I'm actually going to time it to see how accurate they are. Okay, so far I've taken 6 minutes and I've got all the ingredients already separated. So it says to 25 chocolate wafer cookies finely crushed. Now, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm using Oreo crumbs. And it says 25, but it also thankfully gives you a measurement of a 1/4 cup. Okay, so I've done that. 1/4 cup of the crumbs. I did 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of sugar divided, 1/4 cup of melted butter, 4 packages of cream cheese, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 cup of coconut milk, 4 eggs, 2 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. I'm using chocolate chips, so if you want to use the actual chunks, I guess it's up to you. 1 cup of Cool Whip. It says to not thaw, so I'm actually going to pop this back in the freezer so it stays cool. 1/2 cup of shredded sweetened coconut, and 1/4 cup of almonds. So those are all the ingredients that you need to make this cheesecake. Alright, so I'm going to pop this into the freezer and then we'll get started. Okay, so we're ready for the first step. Now what it tells you to do is to mix your crumbs, your butter, and your sugar until moistened, and then put into a 9-inch spring-form pan, which I'm about to do. I buttered it up. Actually, I sprayed it down with cooking spray. Doesn't say for you to do that, but just for extra precaution, because I really don't want it to stick to the pan. So I don't know if it helps or if it needed to be, but I took the extra step. So now I'm going to put the crumbs, the butter, and the 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay. And I'm going to mix that around until everything is moistened. Okay. To me, it looks like it should use a little bit more butter, but I'm going to follow the instructions as it says. And ooh, I sprayed everywhere. Gently mix. Okay, so that's all mixed now. I'm going to put it in the bottom of the pan. Okay. And I'm going to push it in there. Alright, it's in there. Alright, so I'm going to put that to the side. And that's the way that it looks. So let me show you what it looks like. So it looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty dark, but it's pressed in there, let me tell you. I left no spots. Alright, so now we're ready for the next step. Okay, so we're on to the second step. So far it's pretty easy. It didn't tell me to put it in the fridge, the pan, or to bake it first, which I've never done before. Usually I bake, or at least keep it cool, but I'll do as they say. Okay, so the next step is actually 4 packages of cream cheese at room temperature. When I get the urge to bake, waiting for something to get to room temperature is not my style. So I actually put them in the microwave, and I've done this before. I start off at about 50 seconds with this many, and then I just continue on depending on how cold they are. I get them until they're softened, but not cooked. So you don't want to start off at like a minute and then cook them. You want to start off slow and gradually get them to the room temperature, which is a lot faster than waiting on the counter for them to be at room temperature. Okay, so here's the 4 packages. I'm actually going to plop these in here. Okay. There we go. And the remaining of the sugar. And then it says to beat until smooth. So I'm going to beat these until it's smooth, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I beat the cream cheese for 3 minutes. That's just my preference. It doesn't say 3 minutes, but I wanted to ensure that the cream was nice and creamy, that there were no chunks left, because the last thing you want is to bite into your cream cheese and just get a chunk of pure cream cheese, because then it takes away from the rest of the tastes. Okay, so now I'm going to put the vanilla in, which is 1 teaspoon in here, and now my preference is I'm going to beat it for another minute. The recipe doesn't say a minute, but I want to make sure that it's well incorporated so the nice vanilla taste gets through the cheesecake. Okay, so now I've beat the cream cheese and the sugar. I have added the vanilla. It's mixed really well. As you can see, it's such a beautiful, soft consistency. I don't see any chunks, and that's exactly what you want, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back here. I'm going to put it back here. Turn my beater back on. And now I'm going to add the milk slowly as it mixes, okay? So I'm slowly going to add this half a cup of coconut milk. Okay? I use actual coconut milk, organic. I'm not sure if you can use coconut beverage, which I don't know if it's the same as coconut milk. It's right beside the coconut milk, but I want to be on the safe side, so I use the organic coconut milk. A little more expensive though. Okay, so I've done that. Nice watery consistency. And now it says you want to beat in the eggs one at a time. So I'm going to do 1. Okay. On low speed until it's well incorporated. Okay, 1. 2. 3. Waiting for it to all get into one color before I add the next. And my last one, 4. Okay. I'm going to let my last one mix. Once it's mixed, we're going to go on to the next step. Okay, the next step is to put your mixture into your spring form pan. You're going to put it in the oven at 325 degrees and cook it for about 55 minutes. Okay? So we're going to do that, and we'll be back. Okay, so we put it in the oven for 55 minutes. I went to go check on it. It was actually really runny, so I had to put it in for another 5 minutes, which in my oven is not unusual because it doesn't run on the high side for temperature. After it was done, I took it out. I let it cool a little bit. I scraped the edges to loosen it, and I put it in the fridge for 4 hours. I was very disappointed when I opened up the fridge door because it does not look pretty. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and then we're going to go on to the next step. My only concern is because of the cracks, the chocolate's actually going to go in the middle of the cake. But, like I always say, the true test is in the tasting. So, we'll see. Okay, so this is actually what the cake turned out to be. As you can see, there's so many cracks. It actually sunk. If I go really close, it actually sunk. It does not look pretty. But we're going to pour the chocolate and we're going to go on to the next step and we're going to actually see how it tastes. Like I say, it's in the tasting. So we'll go on to the next step now. Okay, so the next step is to put the chocolates and the frozen, not thawed, Cool Whip into the microwave for 1 minute. So I'm going to put this in here. The one chunk is still frozen. Okay. And now I'm going to plop in the microwave for 1 minute and we're going to do the one last step that's left. Okay, so it was in the microwave for a minute. It says now to mix until the chocolate has melted. So we're going to whisk until it's all melted. So it is coming together. Alright, there we go. It only takes a couple of seconds, I can see, to get it all together. You can see, it's nice there. Okay, I think that's good. It's all melted. Okay, now it says to pour it on top of the cake. Let's go. See how this works out. Okay, so I'm pouring. I'm pouring very well. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of it. Alright. So it's on there. I'm actually going to cover it more because it kind of goes lumpy. It doesn't really melt a lot. So I'm going to soften it or smooth it out. Okay, so let's smooth this out. It's not looking like I was hoping. It's looking nothing like the picture it did, but we'll see. So I'm going to attempt to do this as prettily as we can. And then it says, this is as pretty as I'm going to get. Okay, so I've now smoothed it. I'm going to show you what it looks like because it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty. So we're going to see. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, there's spaces that are missing from the cracks. You can't really get it in there. Because there's a lip, it doesn't really go over the edge. So far, I'm a little disappointed. But like I say, let's do the tasting. Okay, so now we're going to spread the coconut and the almonds all over it. Let's do it this way. Alright, well, the coconut's kind of covering the mistakes, which is good. It's a lot of coconut though. Holy jeez. You can't even see the chocolate now. It's just pure coconut. Alright. Yeah, well, that is coconut cake. Okay. And now I'm going to do the almonds. And I'm going to actually do this. It's a lot of almonds too. Holy jeez. Okay. Well, it looks prettier now because you don't see the ickiness of the cracks and the chocolate that's not fully smooth. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then we're actually going to open it up and we're going to taste it. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. It did hide a lot of the imperfections. It looks a lot prettier than it did, but it still doesn't look like that. And that. And that. Not close. That's pretty. Not so much. Alright, last part. Let's see how it comes. Is it going to stick? Is it going to come out nice? Okay, so nothing's stuck. Yay. And there we go. It actually doesn't look too bad, as you can see. But it doesn't, like I said, doesn't look like the picture at all. But now comes the true test, the tasting. I'm going to cut a little piece here. See how it tastes. I think that went all the way through. Okay. I don't know if it all sticks. It's sticky. Let's see, oh, I'm having troubles here. Okay, there we go. Well, there's a piece. That's what it looks like. I guess if you cut it up, it's not so bad. It kind of looks messy, but let's see the taste. Da-da-da. Here we go. First taste. I say I'm just a little bit scared. Let's put the cracker in there. Actually, I tasted it pretty darn good. I'm shocked. Doesn't look nice. That is a really good cake. I like the chocolate on the bottom. Alright, it's review time. Let's go through the review. First of all, instructions. It didn't really give me what I wanted it to give me. It was very simple, which sometimes is not always good. Like I wanted it to tell me maybe, you know, beat on low, medium, or high for this amount of time. It didn't tell me, which is a downfall. 2, presentation-wise, not that great. Like, I mean, it's okay for a beginner. If you don't really care about what it looks like, then it's fine. But to go to like a family function or somewhere special, probably not the best one to present. taste wise though, my God, like I mean delicious. Like I mean mouth watering, lick your lips, delicious. If you're craving something that's cream cheese, this is the recipe for you. It's got a nice hint of coconut to it too. So not bad. Time wise, 6 hours and 20 minutes is what they gauged. I did 6 hours and 25 minutes. So it's only 5 more minutes, which is not too bad, but that's a lot of time for something that you're just gonna eat yourself and probably gain a few pounds with. I mean, you can't really take it anywhere with you. So is it worth making? Maybe. I'd give it probably about a 6-ish out of 10, just because of the presentation wise, because I'm not going to take this anywhere. Taste wise though, a little bit on the higher end. Well guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If there's anything you'd like me to try, please let me know as well. And if you make the cake yourself and it comes out prettier than this, please send me a picture. I'd love to see it. And let me know what you did that I did differently. Okay? Thanks guys. Have a great night and happy tasting.